I'm Matt. This is James. We are the guys that usually bring you
Waffle time.
This
time it's Eyelight time.
Yeah, it's Eyelight time. We've got a new system in from Acuvance that we're super hyped on.
Yeah. It's an LED system.
Yeah, it's an LED, like all singing, all dancing system that is just next level.
Yeah,
it is the next level thing. So we just basically decided to do not a waffle time. We're doing Eyelight time.
Yeah,
and we're going to Eyelight the Eyelight.
Oh, I knew there had to be cracker jokes in somewhere.
There had to be somewhere. So we'll start out with the basics. What is the Acuvance Eyelight?
Well, the Acuvance Eyelight system is a LED system that plugs into your brain unit. So it's compatible with the Tachyon Airia and the TAO II with the brain unit. That lets you make lots of tweaks and adjustments to the way the LEDs works. The LEDs work and the functions, and
yeah,
basically you can customize it exactly as you want without actually having to like solder on different colored bulbs.
Well, comparable with all the other systems out there, which are effectively fixed.
Yeah.
I mean, this is so versatile, you know, and that's the key thing is you actually get so much more control back from it.
Yeah.
Which you just don't get with other systems. I mean, there's good systems out there, you know, with some weird ones as well that make no sense. But for example,
and some really cheap, crappy ones.
You know, the Tachyon Light kit has always been the one.
That was the best.
But you know, that's kind of it's kind of parallel with that in terms of the number of lights, but so much more because you've got control over all of them. So you know, we figured, you know, obviously we're Acuvance dealers, we really support the products. We've known about this product for a long time, so you know
we're super hyped to have it.
It's a little bit tech, so we kind of need to
get into it. It's not as simple as just sticking some LEDs into your body. It can be, but it's not straight out of the box. So
it kind of is and it isn't.
Well, actually, before we get to showing it off, let's show what it does.
That's probably a good idea.
Yeah,
that's probably a good
idea. Let's do that. So let's turn my car on. You'll have to excuse this because this was hurriedly installed and set up, and I can't even find the off switch.
What I'm going to do is apologise in advance for the noise.
Yeah.
You might have to turn your volume down for a minute so you don't get the sound of a.
Unfortunately, I haven't unplugged the motor. So, as you can see, it's set up so that the hazards come on, and basically.
Well, actually, do you want me to ping your pinion off real quick?
No.
You sure?
Yeah, because then I'll just spin the motor and do damage. And for some reason, I've pulled one of my LEDs out, but never mind. So I've only got one hazard on the back. So you can see basically, currently, as I put power on, my lights should probably stop and then talk.
Yeah.
The headlights flash between two colors, and basically you can change those two colors. You can change the speed at which it flashes. You can set both colors to be the same if you don't want two different colors, that kind of thing. So there you go. You can see. Oh, maybe I did that with a tiny bit of throttle.
I think you did.
Yeah, there we go. So basically, at the front end, you've got working hazards. Which actually you can see I've got set so they come on and go off slowly, which to me looks a lot more realistic.
Do you know, this is my favorite thing about the whole system is you can actually change the speed that they fade in and out.
Yeah.
The thing that really got me was the brake light.
Yeah.
Because
which we'll show in a second. In fact, I'll show you now.
Go on,
let's spin this round.
But on a modern car, a lot of modern cars have LED brake lights, and obviously when they come on, it's bang, it's instant full brightness.
Yeah.
But on all cars with a bulb, they
have to glow.
They glow into it. And they go,
ooh.
And it has that, and it's same with the indicator.
This does have two hazards on. I just have knocked one of them out of the light box. So what you have is brake lights, and you'll notice there's a lift off, which I've done there. They take a while to go off. I've set that. I've chosen the amount of time that they stay on for.
Yeah.
You also have a reverse light, which is kind of cool, and it's the first that I've seen on an LED system that actually works when you go into reverse.
It's an individual reverse light, so it's like a real car.
And
at least in the UK.
What I may have to show separately here with my hand is the backfire. I actually put two in, I think, but this is a bit more random than most. So I've got mine set to flash between pink and purple, if I remember right. So anyway, basically, by just going into my TAO II, I can...
A little side note on the flame as well is actually all of the kits that I've seen so far, when it's a flame, some will do a flash, some will continually strobe, some will do a little double flash or a little da-da-da. This one, it's kind of completely random. So sometimes you get a bang, you know, like a single shot flame, and other times you get like a
Well, actually,
like
you can program in how it all works. The thing that's random is when it kicks in.
Yeah.
So now I've changed. Oh, have I changed that to what? Yes, I have.
But that's so much more realism.
Now, if I do another one,
you're doing flame again.
Yeah. This should be different colours. So there you go. By simply changing a couple of settings on my TAO, I can change the colours, and it's the same with everything. You can change the headlight colours. Basically, the headlights and the backfire, they're multicolour LEDs, so you can set any colours you want from this selection on there. And there is about 12. There's 11 different colours you can choose from at the moment. The headlights are the same. The brake lights, you can't change the colour. Neither can you with the hazard lights or the reverse light, but you wouldn't want to anyway.
We kind of don't on a real car, do you?
No.
I mean, you can.
But you can change, like I say, we'll run through all these settings in a bit when we get Mitto's car set up, but we're going to run you through how all of this actually works and how to get set up, which is kind of important. Rather than just focusing on what I've got my settings on currently, we're going to actually show you how to set yours up, because it is, as Mitto says, it is a little bit more complicated than a lot of systems. It's not as simple as just plugging it in and going. You do need to, for starters, your TAO II and your brain unit need an update to be able to function, which we'll show you how to do. It's super easy. And you obviously need to put it in the chassis, put it in this
handy corolla body I prepared earlier that does have light buckets.
So what we'll do now is we'll run through what you actually get and what comes with the, because essentially what you can do is you can buy the Eyelight system.
That is the Eyelight system in this package
which is everything you need to get up and running, aside from obviously having a TAO II and the brain unit and the Tachyon Airia.
If I open this up,
there are then optional parts which we'll talk about in a bit. But if you just show everyone what's in there, well, I'll
open the standard bag of goodies and then we can go from there. So if I get that out, very importantly, you get a warning. Under using of this product, firmware and TAO II and brain unit has to be Eyelight version. Please refer to our website, or please refer to us if you're local to the UK or Europe or somewhere, if you speak English, basically. So you get the instructions, how to wire in your Eyelight system. There's a couple of pretty decent diagrams there, and you also get a settings flowchart, which basically just tells you how all of the programs work.
This is all in English, obviously.
This is all in English. We have the English version. You have the unit that goes into the body, which I will just open because we're going to need to anyway.
The Eyelight unit itself.
Which is the Eyelight unit, which is this fancy looking little box here. Very neat and tidy little unit. You then get a set of lights, which is as stock. It comes with the brake lights.
Comes with a pair of brake lights, a pair of headlights, a backfire unit, and I think that's it.
Yeah. And then you get your adapter to go onto your brain unit, and you get the adapter from the chassis itself into the body, which is the bit that you need to make it work effectively. And then that
long wire is very long, and it's the wire that you connect and disconnect the body with, essentially. That's the only thing that needs to come on and off after setup. So it's easy enough.
Option parts, we then have the LED for the brake lights,
another pair of brake lights,
so you get those. The back lamp,
that's the
reverse light. So you get a reverse light.
These are all sold individually.
You can get full color LED for the headlights. You can get the LED for the brake lights. The headlights and the brake lights are in pairs. You then get the backfire. Obviously, you've got one in there, so you can have twin. You can have shotgun exhaust and one in each exhaust. So you get one of those, and then you get hazard lamps, and that is a set of 4.
So essentially, the setup I've got, and I'm running the most LEDs you can currently run, which is 4 headlights, 4 brake lights, 4 hazard lights, 2 backfires, and 1 reverse light.
But knowing Acuvance and knowing the way they're developing products at the moment, Acuvance now is a system. It's not just an ESC. It's a whole control system for the whole car. I can see them going into some very clever stuff with it.
There's we shouldn't say any more on that because this has only just come out.
Yeah, but you know, Acuvance now is a system.
Yep.
And once you're in that system, now it's going to be add-ons. So
the really cool thing with the way that the Tachyon Airia and the TAO II system works together is it's been designed so it's expandable. And so as we're about to show you in a minute, you have to, or can attempt to show you without killing the stream, you have to update your TAO II and you have to update your brain unit. And the reason for that is when they both came out, the Eyelight system hadn't been fully developed yet. So there's enough room for them to expand. All you have to do is do a little update and suddenly you get these new features. You get these new functions.
Yeah, which is amazing.
Which is ace. And it means, I mean, there's still three or four more expansion ports available in the brain unit after this.
Yep.
So there's still plenty of room.
I've got a very good idea of what they're going to do.
I've got some good ideas.
And it's going to be, if they do the things that I've got in my mind, it's wow.
Yeah, it's going to be very good.
So yeah.
So basically what we've got to do now is, well, Mitto's going to get
I need to wire it.
His LEDs and stuff sorted, and I'm going to update his TAO II and his brain.
Yeah.
The thing with Mitto's chassis is because he's super neat with his wiring, he needs to take his battery holder out on one side, because we need to get into, if you hold that up, we need to get into the expansion port that is just tucked in here. Yeah. And it's currently too close to the battery holder on that side. So there's a couple of screws for him. If you weren't so neat on your wiring, or if you'd rotated it 90 degrees, there wouldn't have been a problem.
Well, saying that though, the only screw, I need to remove 2 screws to get to it.
Yeah, it's easy enough.
Currently, assuming I haven't cocked up. And that basically means that it should be installed very quickly.
Yes.
In theory.
I was going to say, you've probably jinxed this now, and this might take a while. But we'll do our best to be as quick as we can.
Well, I'm sort of flying blind here because you fitted one.
Yeah, I took the time yesterday to kind of understand and learn this stuff, whereas we decided we were going to do this as soon as this arrived. So Mitto saved his for now so that we can do it live rather than having to open extra stock.
This is real time.
Then need to sell.
This is actually happening right now.
So that's done.
So that's that. I can get to the ports.
So what we're going to do now is Mitto's going to start sticking all his LEDs into his.
Well, should I pass you my towel?
I need your towel and I need your chassis.
Okay.
You're going to have to do that in a minute after I've done the update.
Okay. I'm going to have to remove a little more chassis.
Okay. We'll get to that in a minute.
But we can do that in a minute. So if I hand you my towel.
This could go horribly wrong, but we are going to attempt to switch cameras.
Yeah. Are you going to do that there?
Yeah, I'm going to do it up here, but I'm going to sort that in a second.
Okay. Let me make some room for you there, buddy.
Will you just yank the battery wires out of that while we're doing this? Let's shift that there. Where do I need to get to? So it's going to be quite tricky to show, but we're going to do our best with a little bit of multi-camera action. Let's see if this works like so. So you can hear me, you can't see me, but essentially what we're talking about is there's an expansion port down here, which unfortunately this doesn't look like it's going to focus on very well. There we go. That's a little bit better, even though there's not much light. And essentially this update kit, which is sold separately, which basically you won't need to buy if you buy from us, because we will take care of this for you.
I'm going to interject, not that anyone can see me interjecting, but you might want to put that in front of the camera.
Yes.
Because that is a very important point.
Let's just switch back cameras 1 second. We've glossed over something absolutely critical. Just bear with me 1 second. So, one thing we've forgotten. Acuvance very kindly provide a setup sheet, and it is imperative, absolutely critical, that you write down your settings, because updating your TAO II will delete all of your settings. It's unfortunate, but the Eyelight system needs a different formatting system on the SD card that is used for the TAO II, so it has to be wiped and deleted. There is a setup sheet, so Mitto's gone through and he's written in all the settings for his one file that he uses. I actually had about 8 files that I had to write down, but it's easy enough to
like
do.
You're making fun of me because I only use one file.
I'm just saying, make sure you save everything, because it will literally delete everything. Your TAO II will come back as if it was the first time you turned it on. So anyway, we've done that. That's available. We'll put that on Facebook later. And let's get back to where we were. If this is going to match up. Okay, right. So as you can see, I've plugged in. This is the update cable and the updates the 4-pin USB adapter, which you can see there. Basically, this update is going to be a bit sketchy because I have to unplug one of our web cameras to be able to do this. And hopefully I unplugged the right one. So that can go in there. You're going to have to bear with me a little bit. So, I'm going to do this, and hopefully you can see. This is a little bit of this is some sort of live stream inception kind of.
Okay, what the hell?
Right, so as you can see, basically on here we have the new update system. And the first thing I'm going to do is the TAO II. So literally, I'm just plugging Mitto's TAO II into our system, and hopefully this will be fine. Let's turn that off. Looks like I'm going to have to restart this.
I need instructions over here.
Ah, this is excellent. It seems like I need to unplug one of the other devices that I can't unplug because this USB port doesn't want to work.
I am not the computer guy. Are we even still live at this point?
We should be. We'll see.
Right, so there's one backfire. Currently, since nothing much is happening on the camera, what I'm doing is
while I sort this, I'm going to put this back on you because this is going to need to unplug the other camera and swap some stuff around.
Oh dear me.
So this is a bit of a pain in the ass. That is a weird thing to see on the screen.
Oh my days. What are you doing to people, man? You've created a loop in the universe.
So that goes back to there. Sorry about that. This laptop hasn't done this updating before, and it seems like the USB port isn't ready for it. So I've got to do a little shimmy. And unfortunately, this laptop is very limited on USB ports, so I'm not sure how I'm going to be able to do this. Let's.
What I'm doing is basically.
Well, actually, do you want to show the how that's all plugging in?
Something like this. I'm currently building an octopus in the car.
Yeah.
So I've put the actual unit right in the center of the roof because, you know, that's kind of at a guess at first throwing it in. That's a kind of reasonable, you know, center point for the weight because obviously you're adding weight into the chassis into the body. So you need to know that that weight is in a sensible place. And obviously, you know, as you go along, you can actually use the weight that you've put in the body to tune the way it handles as well.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a bit of a pain in the backside because I don't seem to be able to. I think I'm going to have to do the update off camera, unfortunately.
That is not ideal, but these things.
It's not ideal, but it's. I can talk you through what we're doing. Let's get this all turned on.
What I tend to do when I'm fitting light sets is group the wires so that they're all kind of heading in the same direction. So you've got you know, your wires kind of pre-set up in the correct places. So that's what I'm doing right now.
There we go. Right, this is connecting. Unfortunately, my laptop, I've installed this using a different USB port. So unfortunately, it's only installed on that particular port and doesn't want to do a live swap while we've got so many other devices plugged in. So you just have to bear with me while this finishes setting up. That's a bit of a faff, but unfortunately, it's the way it's got to be. So you're going for all the LEDs, yeah? You're putting everything in.
Well, I figured
it's got to be done.
Yeah,
you've got them all. You might as well. It's
I suppose in a way it shows how quickly you can bodge them in.
Yeah,
or how slowly.
I did it
this
very
is
quickly.
This is going to be a long
yesterday.
video, isn't it?
Yeah, I did it very, very quickly yesterday just to get it working. Because obviously we need to understand this to be able to sell it to anyone. So mine went in in a very messy fashion. and all needs to be redone in terms of sticking the wires down and routing them neater and that kind of thing. But the fortunate thing is all the wires are of a decent length. You're never going to be, no 1/10 scale body is going to need longer wires than these, which is handy.
I mean, I think, you could get into with what with what the lights will do. I mean, you could put these systems in airplanes and trucks and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, they'll go on everything. They'll work on crawlers. They'll work on everything. You just have to make sure you're using an Acuvance system, so you're not going to use it on a plane or anything.
You could have a separate little system. If you want to get super baller,
not linked.
Here's my lighting system.
You're not going to
that has its own ESC.
So you're doing the neat thing of routing it where you can't see the wires. I just didn't even bother. I just literally slapped mine in, which fortunately you can't see. There we go. So basically all you have to do with this is, once it's installed, there is a new bit of software. It's using different software to previous updates for the TAO II and the brain unit. You just have to connect it, wait for the green lights to come on. And it's now version 1.3, which is required. Which is transferring now.
Can everybody see that screen now?
No, I haven't got enough USB ports on this laptop, unfortunately.
Technology.
Which, I thought might be an issue, but unfortunately, the one USB port I can unplug for the camera you're watching on now doesn't want to work. Right, that's updated the TAO II. So now, in theory, that will turn on. There we go. So that's turned on, and that's back to factory settings, but with an extra menu set.
I was going to say, if you can just see,
tilt it so the light gets in, man.
Yeah, that's my two groups of wires. Obviously, like I'm bodging it, so they're all going down one side of the chassis. Obviously, when I do this properly, it'd be sort of split up, so it's balanced evenly across the body. So I'd run one wire one way, one the other. So you'd have wires coming off in all four directions, so that's balanced evenly. But I'm slapping it in just to kind of show that it works.
So now what I'm going to do is update the brain unit, so you can see that the wire I showed you that I plugged into the expansion port on the brain unit before connected to the 4-pin update device, literally connected to the USB cable, if I'm plugging that in the right way around. Yes, I am. Light's gone green, and on the software, which again, sorry you can't see, that's now on the brain unit. That's now connected. I forgot the simple thing. You need to plug in the power, which is essential. So you just need to turn your chassis on. Unfortunately, we're going to have to ignore that phone, whoever that is. Sorry. So that's now on.
Jay.
Yep.
Got to turn the phone on.
Yep, we did. So that's now on. That's on version 0.1.1.13, and we're now going to update that to version 14, which is there.
Oh, yeah.
So that's all good. That's updating 70%, 80%, 90%, 100% done. So that's all the updating done, which doesn't take very long at all. Unfortunately, it's Mitto switch. Only has to be done once. So you are now updated.
On both items?
Yep. You're ready to go.
But I'm not ready to go.
The only problem we have now for Mitto is his wiring is super neat, which means essentially...
This is not super neat.
No, his chassis wiring is super neat.
Oh, okay.
And the wires that you need to replace are tucked away under your top deck. So I'm going to guess I'm going to get your top deck off for you.
Well, I'll tell you what. If you do that, and I'll do that.
Okay. So where have we got to?
So
okay.
we're
you're just putting the lights in now.
Yeah. So that one's going to go in there.
Yeah, that's fine.
Like that, and then the indicator will go in the indicator hole.
Yeah.
And then the rear, well, Corollas, so that's fine.
So hazard.
To use an older expression, I am not going to teach you how to suck eggs. Do you know that one? I don't even know where that came from.
Yeah, you've done this wrong.
What have I done?
You put. There you go. Wait, you're doing it there.
Yeah, because
they're the indicators, man.
I know that, but my post holes are in the way, so I'm leaving a gap there.
Okay,
there was method in my madness.
All right, that's fine. It just confused me.
That was easy.
Apparently so. So that one goes in there.
So this is a lot of beavering, really, considering. For this is the difference between normal time and waffle time.
Yeah.
I mean, this time and waffle time. Because basically on waffle time, we just waffle. Now we're actually doing something. We're being productive.
Yeah, and we're shutting up, and people are probably bored watching guys doing stuff they can't see because stupid USB problems.
Right.
In fact, what I can do, just to make this slightly less closed off, we can switch to a camera that lets people see your crotch.
What?
Go to gyno cam.
This like really the lunch guy is here.
There we go. Right. So let's do this. So you are now on camera.
Okay, so that replaces. I'm on camera. Oh, dude, come on.
I don't want people looking at my crotch.
Let's like, can we make this a little less? Like, I know I called it gyno cam, but there's a certain level.
You named it.
Well, that's better. At least my
Shift the pad, man.
my junk isn't highlighted.
Right, there we go. So that goes in there.
Right. So what am I doing? I'm unplugging that one. This is the only problem with being irrationally neat about things. But when you need to
I'm glad
not
you
be.
used the word irrational, because that's very true.
It's not true.
Right, so that's going in that one.
It should be standard to be this neat. So that is my.
It's very hard to do stuff in a rush when people are watching you.
Yeah, I know. So this is my TAO II expansion adapter removed.
Yeah, but basically, if you show the difference between the two wires when you get it out, it's just an extra pin which is used to control the lights, or an extra pins.
So that's what was in there,
which is an extension that goes between the receiver to ESC wire.
And that's the new one, which just basically has one extra wire.
Yeah.
But what it's doing is basically bridging what was already there, effectively.
Well, it's doing everything the other wire did and giving it an extra feed.
Right. What I've confused myself a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'll just keep this simple. I will plug this in where it goes into the receiver. And I think for the purposes of everyone not dying of actual boredom,
just slap it together.
I won't bother putting the whole thing back together. Yeah.
That sounds like.
So that is now. You can see that is the adapter wire plugged into the receiver, and then I'm just going to plug that into the ESC, making sure that black goes to black and red goes to red and white goes to white, which is earth, live, and signal. And then the original black wire, I'm going to double check my instructions, which are here. So the original.
That's on camera, if you're trying to show that.
That's true. So I've got the ESC, the brain unit, and I've got the adapter wire fitted here. So the original black wire will go back to the receiver where it originally was.
The brain unit, you mean?
The brain unit, sorry. And the new red wire will go off to the new lighting set.
Yep.
So that will go back into here. Man, I really did hide a lot of wire. I forgot this much wire was actually in here. So that goes into a single inboard pin on its own. And then theoretically, this should be good to go. So I need the new wire for the actual lighting kit.
4-pin wire, yeah.
4-pin wire, and if you look on the 4-pin wire just here, it also has the extra pin for the new red wire, which is a link wire for
which is currently covered in a sleeve.
Which is currently covered in a sleeve.
Which I will mention, you need to be careful when you pull off, because it's quite a tight fit.
Yeah, so as you can see, I'm trying to be quite gentle with that. And what I'm doing is I'm holding the plastic part of it here, and then holding the plastic part of it here, and then pulling away that independently. So I'm trying to hold on to the metal and the plastic rather than just dragging the wire, because that's bad for the wire. Because you'll separate it, you knacker your wire, and then everyone will be sad. Harmony will be lost in the universe. So then that plugs in Elixir. It's a pretty snug fit. And then that, we'll tuck that under here. Now goes into the brain units, like so on the diagram. And that is with the, if you make sure you check the orientation of the wires, but basically the black wire is in parallel with the C of the motor wires. So as you're looking at it, have a look. So black is on the side of the C. Just to double check, it's not that one. Is it the top row or the bottom row, Jay?
That's right.
Where it plugs in here. There's two rows.
It's the other one. It's the other side. It's
the single pin.
Yeah.
With that.
Oh, that. Sorry.
Yeah.
That goes on the bottom row.
The bottom row.
Yeah. Sorry, I thought you were talking about.
Right. So as you're plugging it in, it is the lower row of pins that it attaches to, which I'm just.
It should actually be the only one it fits in comfortably. On mine, the top row was too tight.
Indeed, you are correct. But that is now plugged in. So we have our wire going off to the actual lighting unit, which is there. It says brain unit on the wire. All the wires have got these little labels on. I mean, that one says brain unit, and then if you read Japanese, that probably also says brain unit, but I can't read in Japanese.
Yeah, all the
it probably says brain unit.
all the LED what was I trying to say? The LED wires all have labels on as well, saying what they are, and they're also color coded, so it all makes sense when you're doing it. I'm just going to stick your backfire units pointing down so your exhaust doesn't have a hole in.
Oh yeah, that's fine. Just tape it to where the exhaust is. So there you go. I'm wired in. Jay, do you want to? Well, I'll tell you what. You can have a go on this.
Let's well, actually, I'm going to give you that back because you need to decide where these go. There's two backfire LEDs to do. You might as well do that.
Okay. Shall I do this on camera while you swap to the other camera?
Yeah.
I'm going to decide that they're just going to attach there.
Yeah.
Because that just makes sense for now. Oddly enough, this was a twin shotgun muff, and one of the pipes. Well, I didn't cut it down. I hit a wall so hard that one of the pipes fell off.
We've got a lovely ghetto rigged tripod at the moment, which is a olive oil bottle.
So let's put that like that because that's kind of gonna show, isn't it?
Yeah, that's all good.
Right. So now we have a body with some wires in and a bunch of tape. But there's a bit of a weight balance issue going on with, but you know, whatever. Instructions, we don't need those at the moment. We have a chassis.
Put your battery in.
Do we need to reset the endpoints, Mr. James?
No, you don't.
There's no battery on.
It's there, to your right.
Oh, yeah. So battery will go in the chassis. You don't need to reset your endpoints.
No, but you do if you updated your Tachyon Airia to the latest version as well.
Yeah.
But we did on Mitto's previously.
So to be fair, it's always good practice to update your endpoints anyway on a regular basis. Yep. And also, if you're running a Samoa controller, you can do something on it called VR Adjust. Look in your manuals. Do use it. It's one of the best things about a Samoa is that you can reset the center point of the trigger and make your throttle much more accurate. So, in theory, I can now make sure that all the wires are out of the way so when I turn the car on, it doesn't eat them all with a prop shaft.
You'll also need to do the exact same thing with your body when you mount that to make sure that the wheels don't spin through the wires because we only loosely put them in a bit sort of in the way.
I think what this is called, Jay, is a bodge.
This is the bodge.
This is a bodge. So, okay, let's put that on there. I think, do you know what I might do just because it's a little bit sort of a little bit more user friendly is I'm just going to grab a 1.5 Here's one I prepared earlier, and I'm going to whiz my pinion off just because there's so much wire that's loosely slapped in that we don't want.
And for the noise. We forgot about
and for the noise as well, yeah. So I've got all that plugged in. What I need to do now is plug this 4-pin plug in here, which will just go straight into the roof. And it is marked. Yeah, well, actually, it says on the unit, so you know. I mean, I suppose once you're doing it, you'll just do it naturally because you know which side the earth will go on. But for now, that is in. That is on. Controller is on. Shazam.
Power is awake. And hazards are flashing.
Hazards are flashing. And what I can do actually, because I've taken that, just dump it on the floor. That's easier. So I can actually get the body mounted somehow.
I think it's too far back, isn't it? Way too far back.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, they're on. They're on. They're on.
Okay.
We did it.
So, as standard, without changing any settings.
Let's hide those.
Let's turn it to face the camera.
So we're going with the front first, yeah?
So what happens if you pull the throttle with your lights? Let's have a look. So indicators are going. So you have flashy red and what is that? Green? Yeah, red and green. Don't give it too much throttle, man. No opinion on. So that's the default behaviour. You can see the slow LED flash of the hazard as well.
That's amazing. They look like old Corolla flashes.
They do. If you spin it around, show the back.
Is it me or are my light buckets really drunk, or have you put it in the wrong hole?
I might have put them in the wrong hole.
So I've got different level lights.
Yeah. That's what happens when you try and brush something. So what happens? Show the brake lights.
Okay.
So your brake lights are on. I've done the same thing there as well.
Ooh, okay.
There's your reverse. And now let go. And how long till the hazards come on?
Well, actually, that's what happens if you basically go power, then hit the brake and hold it on.
Yeah. So now how long? Hang on. Let it go. How long till the hazards come on? There you go. That was a couple of seconds, maybe.
But the other thing I just noticed is when I went like that, there's different sequences.
Yeah. So basically, now that we've updated the TAO, when you go to setting, there is an optional LED control unit menu, which has options for headlight, brake light, muffler backfire, and hazard flasher.
This is where we need the normal camera and gyno cam at the same time, isn't it?
Kind of. We can possibly do this, but this is not going to be the easiest thing to do. So let's see if we can get this to show. I need a box.
And yes, viewers at home, that is a bottle of olive oil.
So let's see if this is even going to be visible, because this is not going to be the easiest thing to do with a fat hand.
This is the most sort of like haphazard thing we've ever done on a camera, I think.
Right. So is this even going to show?
Yeah.
Except for us, this is backwards, so this is next to impossible to actually show.
Well, no, you just do it the normal way. If I do that, does that help?
No, it's to do with the brightness, I think.
Okay.
We're going to try this. This may be hideous, but so I've gone into the headlight setting. I can change the color. What color do you want color A to be, Mitto? Can we choose this?
I don't know. Is there some kind of a green? Let's go with the green.
Bright green?
Yeah, sure.
So color A is now green. And what color do you want color B to be? Obviously, if you wanted no color change, you'd choose the same color here.
Let's go with that bright blue.
The bright blue. Oops. So you save that, and now let's. We might as well change the cycle and change some more details. So let's change it so it changes at 10 hertz.
I'll do.
Light on time.
Quick.
Light extinction time. Let's go slow. So, okay, so if you spin your car around, and we'll go back to the other camera, and we'll do a demo of this works. Now that we've changed it, go. The green doesn't really show, but that's a much faster change. And
that's That looks like a circus thing. Look how long it takes to go off as well.
So, what if I change that? Do it again.
Ooh.
And what if I go all the way? Actually, so now if we do like on time, what's off? Does that actually turn the lights off? Try again. Okay. Right. I'm not going to go through all of this because I don't think it's going to show properly on camera. But essentially, when you go to your brake lights, this is the one we kind of like. You can have the blinking interval time, which
that looks, the light is so much better like when it's facing us off camera.
Yeah. Right. Let's try your brake lights now. I've just made a little tweak. That looks crazy because they're wonky. So basically, what
is very Corolla, isn't it?
What I've just done is change the braking interval time to 10 hertz. The off delay time I'm going to set to 0.4 seconds, and the extinction time I'm going to set to slow. So now if you try it, now let go.
Yeah.
See it fades off.
Yeah.
So let's change the blinking interval time.
I don't want any blinking. That's weird.
In that case, I set it to off. Try again. So you can stop it blinking too.
That was quite a delay.
Yeah.
But I love the fade out. Fade out for me is what makes it.
So the off delay time you can set from 0, so there's no delay, to 1 second. So if I set that to off and you brake and then lift off, so there's no delay, which is kind of good. So the next one we can do, actually, we haven't shown the backfire, have we? Oops. Thank you for the throttle, man.
I'm trying to make it backfire.
Go for it. I think it might just be that there you go.
Oh, yeah.
So your backfire colour, what colour do you want your backfires? Colour A.
Yellow and blue.
Let's go for yellow.
I like a purple, actually.
Yellow and purple, which I think is going to be quite a popular one. Try again.
It's a Corolla, they don't flame it.
Especially not when you're trying to show. It's not going to do it now that we're trying to show it. There we go. So that can be changed, and you can also change the cycle. So you can actually make it do a pulse like this. If you give me a second. This goes up to 15 hertz, if I remember right. So try now. If it'll do it.
That was much quicker, wasn't it?
Yeah.
There you go. So that was more flamey.
Yeah, exactly. So you can tune that anywhere between 1 and 15 hertz, which is quite a lot. Yeah. And the hazard flasher, the flashing type, we can have there's on, there's off, or there's on with delay. So we'll go off on with the delay. So now when you stop, if you just give it some throttle and then stop. So now you've stopped, and then the hazards come on. And now you can actually change the delay time. Currently that's set to 1 second. You can go all the way up to 4 seconds, which we'll do now. And let's do the extinction time is slow as well. So if you give it some throttle and stop, let go. I've set it 4 seconds is too long, but there you go. So they come on and they're slow to go off, and then when you drive away, they go off. So that's basically the settings you can do. You can obviously there's a lot of tuning involved, and you can really tweak the way it works. Like I say, if you don't want the multicolour headlights, you just set them to one colour for both, which I'll do now. I'm going to give you, let's go with some yellow headlights. So now, if you give it some throttle and just change it so it's a bit more visible. you've now just got solid color headlights.
That is.
Let's actually see them in real.
It looks green.
Oh, is it green? Oh, I must have chosen the wrong color.
But that's much more normal headlight, you know.
Yeah.
You've got the option to flash or just to be a consistent color.
Let's see. That's the yellow. I think there's some weird tint thing going on with your car, to be honest. So that should just be bright yellow. And on my car, it is bright yellow.
I like that. That's fun.
Yeah, shame I put the lights in the wrong place, but hey, that's what happens when two people.
But on there, though, I mean, that green looks white, so
yeah,
you know.
Well, that looks pretty cool. We've kind of faffed around doing this, trying to get it done with people watching us and on the internet with no delays.
If you actually take your time and do it properly.
It wouldn't take very long at all, but getting the setup done and the updates done only takes a few minutes.
Yeah.
And like I say, if you bought your TAO II and your brain unit from us and you buy the Eyelight system from us and you can get to our shop, we'll update it for free.
Yeah.
It will take me 30 seconds. It's no problem at all. It's easy enough, and basically the only thing you'll need to do is put your LEDs in your body and plug it in. Easy as that.
Job done.
That's kind of everything we needed to cover, wasn't it?
That is pretty much it. I mean, there was our schedule of events.
I'm sure it's not that bad.
That's the other part. We showed you. We told you to save your settings. We did the updates. We fit the lights.
I'm going to repeat that. You need to write your settings down. This file we will put somewhere that you can get online. Yeah. Maybe with a link in the description on this video.
It's very useful. Write it down, share it, put pictures on Facebook, and show people what you're doing.
Yes.
And if somebody's setting sucks, let everyone know, because you don't want to blow everyone's ESCs up. My settings are pretty intense, so.
I'm actually thinking about sharing all my settings, so I might write mine down and post a photo.
Well, mine's currently a mixture of my settings and Sabaya's settings. So I went up Sabaya's base mark, and then tweaked it to adapt to what I needed. Yeah. So yeah, pretty intense. And also, I needed to know static motor timing on there as well.
Yes.
Because my static motor timing is 13 degrees currently.
That's quite a lot.
Yes.
So yeah, that's all good.
In the sense of it's standard 20, isn't it? So I've dropped it.
Oh, I thought you meant plus 13 on top.
No.
Okay.
No. Reduced it by 7.
Cool.
I'll have you know.
Well, that's us kind of done. I can't think of anything else we need to cover. If you've got any questions, just ask them on the video and we'll reply and get them answered when we can, or we'll save them for waffle time if we think they're suitable for that. There's no waffle time tomorrow because of holidays for us.
Hence we've done Acuvance time today.
Yep. And just a quick reminder, this particular weekend we're not open, which if you're watching this in the future, you may be able to forget, but just double check that we're open and tickets are available to buy on our website if you want to know if we're going to be open.
So this weekend, you know, I don't know, go out and do something else, but you know, feel free to highlight the eyelight. Yeah.
Anyway,
thanks for watching.
Like and share this video. Yeah. Subscribe to us if you want to see more videos like this. Hopefully a little bit more organised. Because we kind of
what are people going to become today? Olive oil. Become olive oil today. Eyelight Kings. Right. Become eyelighters today.
See you later, guys.